So good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another album review of the Shield Doing a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about the brand new album by Ne Obliviscaris, which is called Exxul. And Ne Obliviscaris, for those of you that don't know, is a progressive metal band that has some death metal and some black metal in them that they hail originally from Melbourne, Australia, but now they have members from other countries. And they have been putting out music for the last 10 years. And I first got to listen to them back in 2013. I discovered the album that they put out in 2012, and I've been impressed by them. These last four albums, like it really was delayed because of the pandemic. It was supposed to come out in 2020, then they delayed to 2021, 2022, and finally, here we have it, Exxul. So this is an album that it follows what the band has done. This is the cover art for the album. It's exquisite artwork, and there's like a concept theme through this album of exile, of being like in your own world. So obviously it was inspired by the pandemic. And the album really is another step up in the band. I think this is one of those bands that keep improving with release. And like sometimes, when a band puts out an album and they say, this is the best work that we've done. Yeah, I think they can honestly say that the Obliviscaris, like they keep improving it's just great musicianship. So this is an album that is 52 minutes in length, and it doesn't have that much songs. It's 6 songs, but actually it's 5, because the last song, Anedonia, is like a 3-minute like outro, if you will. But the lead single that starts the album is called Echius, and this is like a 12-minute, 30-minute song. And something that this band is really known for is the use of violin in their music. Violin usually is not interpreted to be a heavy metal or metal like instrument, but Ne Obliviscaris have used it in their past work. Sometimes they use it a lot, and it takes like a focus in the music. But I think on this album, they use it, but they don't overuse it. It's subtle, the violin parts in this record, but also like it blends in with the guitars, the melody. And something that I think more people should talk about in this album is the bass playing. The bass playing on this album, I think it carries the song sometimes a lot. Like you can hear the bass permanently in most of the tracks. And I think this is because they have a new bassist that joined in 2017, but this is the first time he's been on record with them, with Martino Garatoni. He joined in 2017, and I think that the bass on this album really is a standout that should be mentioned more. On Echius, for example, I like how there's some really heavy parts to it, but I think I like it when the violin and the guitars blend well together and they like play off each other, which gives the songs like a lot of depth and beauty, if you will. They have 2 vocalists. They have Sen, who does more of the harsher vocals, and the harsher vocals on this album are great. But I also love when they sing, and the violinist is the person that sings here, and I think he's great at it. He does a great work with the vocals that are more crooning, and his name is Tim Charles. So Tim really does well, because I really like when he's crooning on it, and then you have Sam with the harsher vocals, like a yin and yang, if you will. So Echius is a great album opener, and it really puts you in the mood for what this album is all about. Then you have a 2-part track that is also some of the best music that the band has put out, with Misericordia 1, As the Flesh Falls, and Misericordia 2, Anatomy of Quiescence. I don't know if I said it correctly. So Misericordia 1 has a part on the album that has the best solo on the album, and it's like a 2.5-minute solo, and the solo is preceded like by a violin solo. So it really keeps it interesting for 4 minutes when they can keep you engaged with a violin, and then on top of that, do the guitar solo, and it really the shifting mood from echoes to that, it gets a little bit darker in tone. This is a dark record, but it's dark, but also feels hopeful in some ways. So those two songs. Then the second part, I think, has more instrumental to it. It starts more slowly with the violin building and some atmosphere to it. Then you have those death metal and black metal that take over, but they progress. So this is a two-part. They could have done one song, but they divided it in two parts. Then they go to Suspira, and Suspira is a interesting track, and I think on that one, Zen with the harsher vocals shines a lot on this track. But the more tougher, the more like harder song on this album is Graal, and Graal is one with a lot of blast beats to it, and really like super fast guitars on it, and the violin is used again, but more sparingly, and it feels like a song that it's more rooted in death metal and black metal, like really sinister. And I think it's the most aggressive song on the record, and it makes sense because they use it like an ending, because then you go to Anedonia, and that's more like a peaceful, serene to this great album. This is a band that this record I had to listen to on the weekend. It's not you can't listen to this once and form an opinion. This is a record that you have to sit with. You really have to like listen to the tracks more than once, because there's a lot of nuances that you might not get if you listen to them. Sadly, this is a band that I would love to interview, but I didn't interview. But I'm going to put a link for my friend, the Metal Trist, because he did a great interview with the band, and I saw it, and he explains more of the concept of the album. So I'm going to share that because I think it's pretty interesting. Plus, I like to shout out to the Metal Trist. But yeah, Ne Obliviscaris-Exxul has proven once again that this is a band that needs to be in your radar. If you don't know this band, this is the future of progressive metal, if you will. Like this is a band that the sky's the limit. They're only 4 albums away, and they keep improving. So their best material may be still out there. So if you haven't listened to Ne Obliviscaris ever, this would be a great starting point to listen to them. And or you could listen to the other 3 albums, but you can listen to this one and get an appreciation of what the band is about. So what did you think of Ne Obliviscaris-Exxul? What are your favorite tracks? And comment, I would really want to know. If you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like, and do not forget to subscribe. I have more content on the way. And also, my couch is arriving this week. So soon, I will be doing album reviews from the couch again. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shield on the Couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you, and good night.